ScratchBabble. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to 3 Minute Thursday. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but the timing's right to do one today because several things I need to tell you. Number one, Brianna just headed off to the Mayo Clinic today. She's going to be there overnight, come back tomorrow, come home this weekend, and then be gone for 3 more weeks, coming home on the weekends to the Mayo Clinic in Jacksonville. For those of you who have been following along, she has psoriatic arthritis, which then triggered something called central sensitization syndrome. And so she's attending a 3-week, basically they call it like a pain boot camp to teach her how to deal and hopefully overcome the pain signals her brain is sending, and ultimately be able to get off the crutches and get back to a more normal life again, and hopefully back to work. I'm not saying that from the income standpoint, but just, you know, she likes working and she likes being able to do things, and she has been able to. But we are very hopeful, and we thank you for your support for Brianna. And I'll keep you updated along the way as I can, which brings up number two. Number two, I've shot some. My last ride with Zach took, it's probably going to get 3 or 4, maybe even 5 videos out of that ride from Alabama to Florida through the Blackwater River State Forest trails and Conecuh State Park trails. And really, that's all I have shot right now because I'm here with the kids. They are aged 6, 11, and 13. And so I get up and I go into work in the morning about 5:15. Grandma's going to come over, get the kids ready for school, and then I'll put in my day's work, and then I'll pick up the kids in the afternoon and do the dinner thing. And that way they can stay here and spend the night here, and Grandma can get them to school in the morning. So thank you to Grandma very much for helping out with that. But between that and the fact that on my radio station, I have been without a morning show co-host for a few months now. And we hired someone, actually our promotions director, to help me out mornings. And I saw light at the end of the tunnel. And as a matter of fact, the Tuesday after Labor Day was going to be our first full time together from there on in, which was going to take a lot of the burden off of me. And that was the day she put in her notice because she's fallen in love, and she's been in love for quite a while to a gentleman in Marines who had been deployed for a year, came back, and is about to be his final assignment. He's been in the Marines for 22, 23 years, and his final assignment, sending him to Virginia. When he found out he wasn't going to have to deploy, more than likely, he asked her to go because they didn't want to be a part again. And of course, she said yes. So I'm very happy for them both, and I'm not as happy for me, but I'm very happy. I'm very happy for them, and of course, Virginia is for lovers. So they'll be doing that. So now the reality is our ratings started actually today. Our ratings started today. My new co-host's last day is tomorrow. Brianna will be gone. Well, she'll be back tomorrow, but then she leaves again on Sunday, and she'll be gone for 3 weeks. So the bottom line is it's going to be pretty busy. And I don't know when I'm going to be able to get some new video shot, much less ride. But like I said, I think I have enough in the can, and some of the single files that I've been uploading, which actually seem to do better views than my regular vlogs. I've got several of those I can choose from, so I think I have at least a couple months that I can stay out in front of it, because there's one more thing that I have to add to the pile besides the fact that ratings have started, and this is our busiest time of year here in radio in Northwest Florida, because all the local festivals happen in the fall, and then you have, before you know it, it's going to be Thanksgiving, and then we do a big charitable thing for Toys for Tots involving bicycle donations for kids every year. It's just, it falls crazy. But on top of all that, initially, I was going in business with a friend to potentially be something that would I could transition to after radio. That would be mine, or ours, I should say, our company. Well, now I'm sorry about hitting the mic there. With what Brianna's experiencing, I'm following through with that, but I'm going to be keeping my job in radio. I'm also going to be working my own company part-time with my partner who's going to be doing it full-time, which involves a state certification that I'll be getting within the next 2 weeks. So October, all the festivals. October, I also start moonlighting in my own company. And hopefully October, Brianna comes home and she'll be able to get on the bike again and get around without crutches. And she's a fighter. And I'm humbled every day by how she's been able to handle this. It's not easy, as you all know. We've all had somebody. I apologize for getting all goopy. It's September the 12th. And September the 11th is always a very emotional day for everyone. I mean, I was on the air on September 11th, and I remember vividly everything. And I heard somebody say yesterday, you see a lot of posts, don't ever forget. And I got a little upset on the air saying, how could you ever forget? I could never forget that. Stop telling me you'll never forget, blah, 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 blah. I got off the air, and then as the day went on, I started seeing posts where people say, we have forgotten. On September the 11th, those horrible things happened. On September 12th, there was no division in this country. None. But today it's insane, the division in this country, the way we're being manipulated, the way we allow ourselves to be manipulated. And I'm not going to go all heavy into that at all, other than to say none of that was the case on September the 12th. I got really, really emotional about that when I had that realization. And then I faced a lot of the things that typically make me sad, to not just remind me about what was done to our nation and to so many innocent lives, but who we showed who we were. The best of us came out after that, and we have forgotten. So I'm going to, just on a side note, try to be a little more September 12th every day. And Brianna's the one who actually pointed that out first on Facebook yesterday, and I was like, oh my God, she's so right. And yeah. So, all right, sorry about that. But one more thing I wanted to share with you that started Tuesday. I am now the new spokesperson for Adventure Motorsports of Northwest Florida, based out of Pensacola, Florida. I am endorsing that dealership. And they are the dealers for BMW, Kawasaki, Indian, Polaris, both the Slingshot, but they also do the Can-Am Spiders. Who am I leaving out? I'm leaving out someone. Suzuki, Moto Guzzi, and as of yesterday, Ducati. So this is a longer-term relationship. And so not only upcoming in the not-too-distant future, not just riding the KLR off-road, as I will always, that'll be the main thing I do. But I'm going to be able to ride some other bikes I've always wanted to, and maybe some bikes you're curious about. Because, good Lord, with all those different, with Kawasaki, Suzuki, Moto Guzzi, Indian, BMW, and Ducati, and I think I'm still leaving one out. There's got to be something that you might be interested in. So hopefully I'll be able to bring you that. And I'm really excited and appreciative and thankful for that. Not only in that it gives me the opportunity it'll give me the opportunity to ride and experience all those bikes, but also, they basically hired me. And right now the added income is greatly appreciated. So I'll keep the vlogs coming as much as I can. Thank you to everyone who's a Patreon. If you don't, who's a patron. If you're curious about Patreon, really quickly, it's an additional way to support the channel a little bit financially. Obviously, anybody who does this thing on YouTube, I'll be honest with you, I make about $100 every 2 months from YouTube. I just hit 2,000 subscribers. Thank you. That is so ridiculously awesome. I mean, when I started this, it was just to fart around and have fun and have a record to pass on to my son. So it's ridiculous that I'm at 2,000 subscribers. It does cost a little dough, you know. Technology is constantly changing. Still in search of the perfect action cam, you know. And I want to up my game for you guys, just to keep me interested as well as keeping you interested. So that's where Patreon helps. There's always a link in the videos or in the description for Patreon, and you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month. And if you can't do that, that's totally fine. Just thank you for viewing. I've noticed that I probably get 25% of my viewership comes from people who are already subscribed. So another way you could help the channel without costing you a penny, if you watch videos from time to time, and you're not a subscriber, if you wouldn't mind clicking the subscribe button and then click that bell, because for some stupid reason, the way YouTube does it, you can subscribe to someone, but that doesn't mean you're necessarily going to ever see any of their videos unless you go looking for them. If you click the bell, then you get little alerts, and you determine what kind of alerts you want, whether you want to email or text, or you simply want them to be in your feed when you open your YouTube. So, okay, so I told you about the video schedule coming up. I haven't told you the business I'm going to be in. I just, for competitive reasons, I just want to hold off, because I just don't want to jinx it. We're incorporated, for all intents and purposes, up and running, but I need my state license. That's going to happen within the next couple weeks, and then I can tell you more about it. I think that's it. This is way longer than 3 minutes, isn't it? Happy September the 12th. Thank you all.